Hi, my name is Lizzie. I'm an MEN1 patient of 13 years. I've been healing my disease for the past 5 of those. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm sharing a video all about how to pick back up your healthy habits like a diet or a yoga practice when you might have fallen off the wagon. If you stay until the very end, I'm going to provide you with one super tangible, actually helpful and useful tip to make sure that you can keep up your healthy habits going into the future and don't fall off the wagon again. So stay with me. Sometimes around New Year, which we've just had, it can be a time to start picking up new things that make you feel healthy, new habits, new practices. And perhaps around the middle of January, end of January, you find that you've just fallen off the wagon and it's quite difficult to get back on. Not to worry, because here are 3 steps which I have to keep following and they get me back on the wagon every single time. So the first one is skip the guilt, the shame and the regret. I'm learning at the moment that the more time I spend beating myself up, giving myself a hard time, the less energy I have to then put into getting the thing back up and going again. It's supernatural and superhuman to have those emotions, to give ourselves a hard time, but it really is a waste of energy and a waste of resources. So that is the first thing to take off the list. Skip that step completely. Number 2, identify the problem. What was it that happened last time or didn't happen last time that meant your healthy habit didn't work or couldn't stick? It is so important to get clear on what the problem was, because so often we come running in with several different solutions, but we're not actually sure what the problem is that we are trying to solve. How can you fix something when you don't actually know what it is you're fixing? Perhaps it was that your goal was a little bit unrealistic or a bit too big. Perhaps you didn't actually have a goal in the first place, so you were lacking motivation, you didn't feel like there was an intention or a purpose. Or perhaps you were distracted by other things around you or people around you. Whatever it might be, identify that main problem and get really, really clear on it, so that then you can move on to step 3, which is to solve the problem. And when I say solve the problem, come in, sit down, focus on that one problem. If there were one thing that you could do that would fix that problem and make it go away, what would it be? Get really clear on it, focus on it, and put all your attention into that thing that is going to solve the problem. What you're doing now is you are setting yourself up for success, but you have to focus just on that one problem with that one solution. You have to focus. So often with these healthy habits and these resolutions, it is easy to kind of overwhelm ourselves and pick up too many, and for them to just become unsustainable and unmanageable. My motto is one thing is better than 2 always, because to be successful in one is far better, and in my opinion makes me far happier than to be constantly battling and struggling with 2. More doesn't necessarily mean better, and very rarely does it mean better in health and MEN1. So again, those 3 steps. Number 1, skip the guilt, the shame and the regret. Number 2, identify the problem. And number 3, solve the problem with one solution. Focus on that. I did promise you a super tangible tip to go away with, and I'm going to share with you something that I do that means that I'm sticking at my health resolutions and haven't yet fallen off the wagon. So one of my resolutions this year was to have a movement practice every single day, to alternate between going to the gym, my yoga practice and my dance classes as well. So what I've done, and I think this is what makes me successful, is that I make it so easy for myself. This tangible tip is, how can you make that healthy habit so easy for yourself that you don't even have to think about it? What I do is that at the beginning of the week, I decide on which day I'm going to the gym, which day I'm going to do yoga, which day I'm going to do my dance class, and I write it down so that it is done, it's decided, and when I get up every morning, I don't have to think about which one I'm going to go to, because that hesitation, that doubt, and that need to decide at the last minute, that is what stops us from becoming successful at committing. I really hope that you found this video helpful, and if you have fallen off the wagon so far with your healthy habits, it is never ever too late to pick them back up again. Don't forget to check out my original video back at New Year on how I help my healthy habits to stick. And if you aren't part yet of my close community in MEN1, what are you waiting for? Drop down into the description box, click the link and join my email updates. That is where I'm able to share all the depth and all the detail of my journey of healing this disease. I am so excited to see you there, and I wish you luck getting back on your